long time ago. And he saw these beautiful black women walking around, singing, dancing, living, bucket naked. You can see their public hairs, watching them perform in the nude.
Because we talk about people we see on the internet doing things that we can't understand when we see it. But I actually take the time to meditate on this type of stuff, and I know why they do it.
Obviously, a lot of kid stars, you want to transition, but sometimes people only see you as that, and it's so hard to get out of that role, and people only see you as that.
Right. Yeah, it's no joke.
The transition from going from having money to not having money is a difficult transition. Trust me. This is why you see people a la Mr. Sharpe, who used to be, hey, this my brothers and sisters, woo, 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 woo. Now you see him doing just the opposite.
Wasn't no shame in our black women. Wasn't no shame in them walking around bucket naked.
What'd she say?
Baby, the white just looked at that white man dead in the eye and told him, that. Pay me. That's why I get 30%.
When can I start?
Immediately.
The Bernie Mac show star, Camille Winbush, she had to get on OnlyFans because she said the residuals from the show, it just wasn't enough to sustain moving forward.
Because we think the residuals are still coming through though.
Listen, if I was on Friends making $1 million an episode, yes, those residual checks would still be very nice. But as time goes on, they get smaller and smaller every year. You're not making the same amount that you were when the show was current per episode. 20 years later, those checks are not sustainable for a living.
Actress DeeDee Davis has been a hot topic this past week, revealing that she would be joining OnlyFans with a picture covered in roses and the caption, "Only link in bio." The move shocked fans who only recalled her as Babygirl from the Bernie Mac show.
Come on, big girl.
I can't stop, won't stop it to the top. I can't stop.
Uncle Bernie.
Baby girl, don't look.
So, baby girl all grown up now. Now, recently in the headlines, you know, you went up creating an OnlyFans link. And, you know, everybody like, damn, baby girl got an OnlyFans.
Yeah. I wanted to have like a photo shoot done for my birthday. I've never taken like, I guess, sensual photos or like, you know how people do the little lingerie birthday shoots and stuff like that. So it was just kind of me like starting off wanting to do that. But I was like, you know what? Like, if we're gonna do it, might as well get paid for the shit. So like.
That was not baby girl, hell no. Not my sweet baby girl. That was that dog. You got control of it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one.
Before y'all keep talking, just think, listen. There are paying me just to know how my day was. Y'all, man, go crazy.
Don't say that back to your unwanted. You put the cereal back where you found it. You get your punk ass.
Many thought the move was even more damning as Camille Winbush, who played Vanessa on the show, joined OnlyFans back in 2021 to a host of criticism, much like her co-star.
I call this weapon of ass destruction. That right there is the snap. It's also called a yellow threat level. That's good for washing the dishes, bedtime, and pre-church. Now, if it escalates to the orange threat level, that's when you gotta crack the whip like this. Now, if you crack that whip like that, only thing, you can't complete a sentence. Boy, I done told you. Next time I tell you, of course, when you do it, you get a little flair.
That was a large part of the energy that I saw people throwing at you, like, oh, you don't need the money, or did she go broke? How do you respond to that?
Oh, those Bernie Mac checks must have dried up, or like from a job 20 years ago when I was a 12-year-old. Yeah, like duh.
The clip, which can be found on the Club Shay Shay YouTube page, has a headline that reads, Coco Jones on Bernie Mac Kid Star joining OnlyFans. The thumbnail of the picture will also show a very clear picture of Camille, Winbush. Now, Winbush would take to social media site X to say, "Not Club Shay Shay using me for clickbait. Don't ask my neighbor, come to me. If I'm good enough to talk about, I'm good enough to talk to." One user under the comments of the Club Shay Shay video would write, "I get trying to clickbait and stuff, but this title is unnecessary and could have been worded entirely different."
Going from money to no money is not an easy transition. Some people lose their mind.
Females going so far, they're desperate for money that they're still flying
I
dope
seen
in
a
places.
girl
I'm like,
lick the top of a dumpster for $50.
shut up.
The dude had the money out. At first she did like this. He said, Then she said, she licked the top of the dumpster and
Twice?
he gave her the money.
For 50.
No, at first she didn't do it right. She did like this. And oh boy, Then she said, and he gave her the money.
That is just, see, wow. And then she's gonna need way more than that.
I
when
want
she
to
has
meet
go to
that
the
dumpster
clinic.
licking.
When she has to go to the clinic, she's gonna.
I got a dumpster I want her to lick.
Well,
I got something with trash come out that mother.
I get.
Greetings, you polite savages. Ladies, gentlemen, and polite savages, we are now about to embark on a journey sure to anger feminists and modern women alike. The only thing we can do is guarantee to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as we see it. Sometimes the truth dictates that you gotta bust it wide open on the OnlyFans just to make a living. Hey, don't get mad at us. We're just gonna give it to you live, raw, and direct. So there's nothing else left to do but get on into it. Are you ready? Let's go. Man, oh man, this Hollywood industrial system takes no prisoners, gives no quarter, and they don't care who you are. Many folks get beat up and ground up in the grinder.
With the industry being as fickle as it is, you can't count on any job to last or even to book a job.
Well, you ain't nothing. You don't deserve nothing. You don't get nothing. You get what I give you. I got a contract between me and you. You do what I tell you to do. Therefore, shut the don't say nothing. Don't speak to me. Don't look at me. I'm $1 bill. Shut down.
And when they come out on the other side, they're looking to do anything, absolute anything to make a living. Some of them even have to bust it wide open on the OnlyFans. And of course, with the shock of seeing somebody, America's sweetheart, growing up, little chocolate child, in a household every week on a Burning Mac show, and now we see you busting it open, somebody gonna talk about it. You can get upset, but you chose that life, whether you like it or not. The public eye is the public eye.
Darlene has made it through the transition from being up on the hill with a retractable roof to cleaning the pools now.
Oh, wow.
Do you know some people go crazy, even kill when that money ain't there no more because to walk the street as one of the villagers it's just too much for them, D.
Like, you're like, I should be a star and then not, man, I don't be wanting to work because if I work, that means I'm not a star. But I think I'm a star, so therefore I shouldn't have to work. You get it twisted.
Yes, that is the most humbling part. I had felt like, dang, I had done so much and I climbed so high and I was almost there. And now what? Now they're gonna be like, aren't you that girl from Disney waiting my table?
What you do? What you doing in here?
You know?
Over the years, I have done regular 9-to-5s.
Oh, wow.
I owned an ice cream shop for 3 years when I was a teenager.
Wow.
And I funded that with my own money. I taught gymnastics to kids where I was making like $11, $12 an hour. So I've done that.
But how difficult is it for a kid to transition when they don't have, all of a sudden now, they don't have that steady stream of income coming in as they transition into an adulthood?
The transition is no joke because things slow down and you're trying to figure out where you fit in.
What's most disheartening, disconcerting, polite savages, how childhood stars go down the path of the dark side and become like any $2 hoe out there on them streets by taking the easy way out by stripping down and burying it all on social media. Titties and tatas, dropping that thing on the OnlyFans like it's hot. Now, polite savages, should we be a little lenient, having to understand that these ladies aren't exactly the blueprint plan that these executives want to see on the big screens. granted, we got one Coco Jones, doing very well for herself, what we call built like a stallion by the looks of it, even though that DeeDee Davis and Camille Winbush may not have her Coco Jones talent, is that the easy way is to be acting out, bearing it all, showing some bush and tush and bearing them honey bun butts. They could have done something. If these girls were actually intelligent, they could have utilized their talents in different areas, in different jobs and roles, just like Coco Jones had done, and had a backup plan after the Hollywood stars start to lose their luster, their shine, their twinkle, fizzle out into the dark.
Especially in a world where most of the opportunities are written for people who do not look like you, then things are significantly slower. I was always gonna just start a new career, maybe more on the label side, maybe more on the artist development side, maybe on the vocal teaching side, and maybe I wasn't gonna be singing the songs, maybe I'd be writing them.
There you go, there you have it. You don't have to bear out your assets. Just give a round of applause and give it up to Coco Jones for not taking the easy way out. Now granted, she got the looks, but how many other girls have also got the looks and blew their opportunities? But hey, I guess we can show a little bit of empathy, and we can sympathize with the situation of the two Bernie Mac childhood stars. That not everyone has the talent, the discipline, and dare I say the luck, to get out having to bear it all. Their assets, their man-eating traps. I guess it's better than being on the casting couch, to be another burnt-out starlet.
But if I can find a way to make enough to buy a home from the comfort and safety of my own living room, why wouldn't I do that?
And I do get that part about, running out of money and not having residuals. You don't have any ownership when you're doing these roles and sometimes singing these songs.
The trolls are hungry again, so here's some food for thought. I've never been arrested, never been on drugs, don't have any baby daddies, I pay all my taxes, I drink water, and mind the business that pays me. If the most scandalous thing strangers can say about me is that I took some sexy pics as an adult and made a couple million in less than 2 years, I think I'm doing all right as a human in today's society.
Bottom line.
But we got to keep it a buck with you. You're upset and your anger is misplaced. What you should really be upset is your financial advisors when you were a youngster, your family who spent all your money. Whatever situation that got you in the situation that you're in, that's who you should be railing against. The machine, the evil machine took everything from you. And now you're out here scraping and scraggling, trying to get exactly what you can get. And that's okay. Hey sis, make your living. But when you start telling somebody who had the biggest interview of 2024 with 88 million views for one podcast that they're hungry and thirsty for clicks and views, well, ma'am, you sound like you have no idea what you're talking about. The game is cold and it's to be sold, not told. And you are just experiencing what it's like to be 10 toes down deep in the game. You belong to the game now, sis. It ain't no two ways about it. So go in and bust it wide open and get that payday, because that's what you gotta do. But you a claw dang fool if you think you're gonna get away with this one scotch free. Just check it out. Every action has a reaction, and every choice has a consequence. And the consequences of your choices, whether you made them or somebody made them for you as a youngster, has you right here doing what you gotta do. It's not fair, but it is what it is.
You goddamn right I snitch on my own son, but I ain't gonna show my pussy hole of my dick to get no money. And I hope my daughter don't either, because she graduated this year at 15 and her daddy bought her a car. She ain't got to go finesse no man for it. Daddy been here since day one. Big up to the father of the girl that got to show they put on to try to get some money on OnlyFans. Big up to you hoes. But I hope my beautiful little daughter don't have to get naked to show her pussy hole to lay on her back just to try to get on her feet as a woman, and you still can't get on your feet.
You know, I hope the rest of the young girl,
I hope the rest of the young girl that watching this can learn how to create content without burning your pussy to the world.
That's all I got for you, you polite savages. Like and subscribe. Hit us up on all social media networks.
We found true happiness